Hi guys, so one of the few games I actually play is obviously Warhammer 40k Kill Team. Absolutely love this game. It's nice and easy, fast paced, and yeah, just generally fun. So these are the ones that I recently painted, these Kill Team miniatures, the old Plague Marines there. Absolutely love how they came out. You would have seen them in a recent video, but if not, here's a quick little look at yeah, the good old footage I take using the smoke machine because, well, I love using the smoke machine. And I've got them in their little display diorama box. Again, there's another video of that out, well, somewhere on my YouTube channel. But I've also made quite a few Kill Team boards. As well, obviously I love painting miniatures, but I love making things, especially things that those miniatures can then be used in. As you can see, again, guys, I'm going to keep saying this, there's videos all over my channel of me making a variety of Killzone boards. But a more recent one I made was this one. Awesome pieces here from Fabricators Lair. I'll leave a link down below to where you can get hold of them. And he made four or five different sort of kill zone sort of board schemes. And on this one, you can see I've got two here. Obviously, everything's magnetized because, well, I just love magnets. I think they're awesome, especially for the kill zone boards, making things easy to, well, move around, change the look of everything. So again, you can hear me talk about Fabricators Lair quite a lot. They are sponsoring this video, but obviously everything I do say, yeah, my own words and all the rest of it. I'm just lucky enough that they let me have access to, well, all their stuff, which is great because it's very modular. I know that's a word we love because if it's modular, it means we can basically make it, well, however we want and mix and match stuff, which is just great. And I say this is a recent board I made. As you can see, yeah, it came out really well. In the end, this board actually had four different sections, each one looking different, so like different sort of space or machines or whatever they are fused together. But the other great thing with this board that I made, again, Fabricators Lair, their stuff is just amazing, but they make floor pieces with the holes in it. And this board, I actually had LED lights underneath. And as well as that, I also had tubes going everywhere, so I could pump my little smoke machine in and have smoke coming up through the vents. Again, just to give that atmospheric look, so great for gameplay, but also, I like taking pictures of my minis, so yeah, it was great for that as well. And this is obviously the other reason why I love clear bases, guys. You'll hear me say this every time, whenever I'm making videos of miniatures I'm going to use, yeah, I stick them on clear bases. And this is precisely why, because then you can see the awesome looking base, well, underneath them. Or, yeah, so it looks like they're obviously not standing on anything, which is absolutely great. So, Fabricators Lair, yeah, been using their stuff for quite a while, because the amount of stuff they produce is just awesome. So any kind of wargaming you're into, whether it's Warhammer 40k, Kill Teams, or Combat Patrol, or any other kind of wargaming, yeah, you need to check them out. And I will say, there's this variety of links I'll be leaving down below. You can look at a lot of their stuff over at my mini factory. Obviously, this is a place you'll hear me talk about a lot because I love going over there. But yeah, Fabricators Lair, all their recent and past work is over there. And as you can see, it's a ridiculous amount of terrain pieces. Absolutely glorious, all modular, and they all come with the options of using little pegs to connect everything with, or use magnets. And obviously I use magnets just because as well. I love magnets, I think they're awesome. Loved them as a kid, and yeah, still love them now. So with Fabricators Lair, obviously as well as all this lovely past stuff, they're always bringing out new stuff. And they currently got this new Kickstarter going. And as you can see, yeah, it's doing really well. But obviously there's a link down below to the Kickstarter, so you can go and see their new stuff that's coming out. And again, it's all modular. So even with all their past stuff, this stuff all fits in perfectly with everything else. And as I say, obviously you can see there the connectors, little pegs, but they are sort of 5mm holes for your good old magnets. And I can't mention enough just how well everything fits together. Say pegs, magnets, however you want to do it, or even glue the bits together. As you'll see, the thing I'm making, yeah, I glue some bits. So it's so many bits and pieces, plus their new stuff, you can print it out and it's got colours in it, which is absolutely awesome. Obviously not when you're doing the resin printing, but the other one certainly does. So I had my two Anycubic 3D printers going, both the Mono 4 Ultra and a Mono 7 Pro. And this is the other thing I love about this new sort of kit that Fabricators Lair have made. They've broken it down to small enough parts that it fits on well, definitely the bigger printer here, but some of the parts printed on the smaller printer. So yeah, I tried to basically print off everything I needed in one hit. Well, I say one hit, this was like over a weekend, just because then I could build the whole thing up like a big kit, which is kind of what it's like. Everything comes pre-supported, or you can have it unsupported. Obviously I like the pre-supported stuff because, well, these chaps know what they're doing. As good as the slicing software is getting better these days, yeah, if you can get a professional person to do all the supports, then yeah, definitely the better. So everything's come out perfectly. Obviously this has just been through the wash station. It needs to go in the curing station before I can actually sort of manhandle it. But yeah, everything has come out perfectly. It's a glorious sort of, well, definition in stuff as well. So much detail. Yeah, it's going to look absolutely awesome. So these are the holes. So you can print off pegs and stick them in. But yeah, we're going to go with magnets just because it's nice and easy. So with the magnets, say these are 5mm. I think the ones I've got are 2mm deep. The recessed holes can take up to about 3 or 4. So these aren't going to go all the way in. They're definitely wide enough to fit the top, and there'll be no gap. So when it comes to putting magnets in, yeah, I've made a couple of these handy little magnet holders. Obviously got 2 of them. One I've painted with a black top and one I've painted with a red top. So this way I always know that I'm going to not mix up the magnets. So all the magnets in the top are with the black one, and all the magnets underneath are going to be the red one, and then yeah, everything's going to fit together. So as I say, there's quite a few parts that are sort of printed separately, and then you can just glue them together. But these obviously do look good for a bit of battle damage. Obviously it could take more time lining them up, and then you wouldn't see anything. So yeah, using these little magnet thingies, it makes it a lot easier, although that is when you can find the magnet. It's on my desk somewhere. There it is. Yeah, pop it in, slide it across, job done. So the windows, yeah, there's 2 types of windows in this set. I'm using these ones that well, are pretty cool, but there are some other windows you can get that are completely open. So you could 3D print, or not 3D print, but you could print off a sort of stained glass look to go in the back of it, which is just awesome. So with these, again, it's so modular, it's down to you whether or not you want to put everything in it or not. And it's like, almost like printing out a kit, which I really enjoyed. To say it was because I followed the cathedral, the sort of the main one, but obviously say you can make this up to be like 4 layers, 5 layers, whatever you want. Which is, again, I love the fact you can just mix and match this to make it exactly how you like. But say I'm making it look like the the stock image. So I printed out everything I need. But say it is like one big sort of Meccano Lego kind of set, which is really cool. And I really enjoyed that. So as much as I said that, yeah, I had an idea how I wanted the front to look. So I'm going to chop a bit off in a minute, just because, yeah, I wanted to mix it up a little bit. It was like everything's gone together really well. It's a nice sort of size, fits on my desk, well, just perfectly. And obviously that's the first floor. There is another floor to go on the top. But say, when I was going to build it, I wanted to just change the front off a little bit. I wanted to make the front bit kind of recessed. So if I'd thought about this, when I was 3D printing it, I probably could have changed some bits then. But yeah, sometimes we make things and then we sort of change our mind as we go along. Well, I know I do. I don't know about you guys. But yeah, I am always changing my mind or easily distracted, which I know I have mentioned in previous videos. So this thing does cut okay. I'll probably could use a better saw because obviously this one's nice. But yeah, it took a little while. Anyway, got there in the end because I just wanted to recess the front bit back a little bit. You'll kind of see why later on in the video why I want this little recessed bit. But for now, just keep going with the video. You'll see sort of coming up. So yeah, it's these bits. I could have just put the floor, sort of not glued it in, so you can put it in and take it out. But yeah, I didn't want too many sort of like loose bits. So I basically glued as much as I can together and then say everything else is magnetized. So even with the top bit, yeah, that was on there. I've cut that off just because I want to move that back. And again, I just want more of like a recessed kind of entrance. So that was done. But it left me with some gaps. So I printed off some other bits, got my saw. I mean, even though this thing was pants and it took ages, I kept using it. I probably could have used my little Dremel tool, maybe. But I thought, well, I've never really used this saw. But now I can understand why. It's probably good for little MDF bits. But for getting through plastic, yeah, it's not the best. It does the job, but it took a while. But yeah, so I just filled that little gap. So these are all the bits now, all sort of like assembled, ready, filled in any gaps with some filler there. And yeah, love it. Obviously you can see the difference in the printing resin I used. This did take up a fair bit of resin, so in the end I was sort of using, well, whatever I had, as well as obviously what I brought. But yeah, say all magnetised, goes together really well. Absolutely love the look of this. I say not just for obviously using it in the game. I will be using this, well, for kind of like dioramas and just ways of taking pictures of the many new kill teams that I will be painting, because I love painting kill teams. So with this whole thing, say it goes together really, really well, and this is kind of obviously how the main one looks, but obviously you make it however you want. I was then thinking, I didn't want to just leave it as is. I was then thinking, well, maybe I'll sort of make a big diorama and make a full-on base for it. So I considered using some sort of like polystyrene, because I wanted to make the base fairly big and chunky, but not heavy. So I've got quite a lot of this packing stuff from some recent boxes of moving and all the rest. And I was going to make, say, a big diorama, having this on maybe almost like a hill. And then polystyrene is great because obviously it's easy to cut and make look like shapes and patterns. But then I thought, well, no, that's getting a bit too big, too carried away. So scrap that idea. And then I thought, oh, maybe I'll just stick it on some MDF board and then make it like a, well, like the old sort of zone boards. So you'd have a few of these and you can sort of connect them together. But then I thought, no, I've got an even better idea. I remembered a film that I saw quite recently where it had these huge, big sort of buildings on treads. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the film. I'm sure you guys can. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, so huge, big cities on sort of tank treads. And I thought, oh, this sounds like a great idea. This is what I'm going to do. So yeah, so this is exactly what I did. So I printed out some more bits. Well, to make the tank treads, basically. And this is the huge thing. So this thing just keeps getting better and bigger as I go. So as you can see, a ton of tank treads, nice steps going up. And yeah, this thing, obviously I've made it to size, clearly. So this thing fits perfectly. And this is the reason why I like the idea of the recessed entrance. Just so you come up the grand sort of stairs. There's a little bit of a gap there, and then you go into the cathedral. And guys, I love this project. This is so much fun. So Fabricators Lair, thanks for reaching out to me for making this video. Obviously they let me make whatever I want. They let me know what sort of stuff they've got coming up. But yeah, when it comes to actually making a video for them, I've got free range to print, make, do, say whatever I like. So tank treads, yeah, go online, you can find them. I've obviously printed out loads of them in sections, because this way I knew I could make it the right size, and the fact there's no way I could print out one sort of big tank tread to sort of, well, fit the whole size. So using the polystyrene again, just because I want to make this lightweight, because this is getting bigger and bigger, and I didn't really want the weight there. So I've cut out the back, because the back, I kind of want to make it to look like it is kind of like maybe on some soil or some dirt at the back. So there's a lot of like mechanical bits and all the rest, but this thing is almost like it was sort of made on ground, and then they've dug it up and basically plonked it on top of this rather large structure. So whenever using polystyrene, yeah, you can't really use super glue because it basically just dissolves the stuff. So good old monkey glue, or gorilla glue even, works a treat. So I did print out some floor panels, but I printed these out quite some time ago. Well, I say quite some time ago, about 2-3 weeks. And the problem when you print out thin things, because I changed the size of these, you can get a lot of warping. So that's why whenever I do print out floor panels, I glue them down normally straight away, because otherwise, yeah, warping will happen. So these floor panels, these are by Fabricators Lair, but initially they were a lot bigger than this. So again, I've shrunk them down, made them a lot thinner, which again is why you do get the warping. But if you print these out normal size, then yeah, definitely less chance of any kind of warping happening. But say whenever I do sort of floor tiles, I normally make them a lot thinner, but then I glue them straight down, and then they're good to go. So yeah, loved how this went. Say floor tiles all over this, just so I can then put the cathedral on the top. And again, this can be used as like a kill zone board, or you can use this, well, in conjunction with other sort of terrain pieces. But yeah, absolutely love how this has come out, and this is definitely one of the largest sort of things that I've kind of well, fully made, I guess. Yeah, grout. You guys know I love grout. This stuff is just awesome for filling in gaps. It's really cheap and all the rest. Again, I don't know why the grout I've got normally it's a lot thicker. This one is like a smooth porridge, which is kind of good because it goes on nice and easy. But generally, the grout I get is a lot thicker, and yeah, doesn't go out quite as well as this one does. So yeah, trying to fill in the gaps. Although you'll see towards the end of this thing, I like things to look grimdark and damaged and all the rest. So yeah, this thing does get a bit of a damaging treatment later on. So with these bits that obviously I cut out, I printed out some more bits just to fill in the gap at the back. Again, it looks really good and it just gives the thing more support, so it's not as sort of, well, wibbly wobbly. So that just needs all gluing together. Again, this thing, modular, I can't get over how much I love modular stuff, because you can really just make it up as you go along. You don't have to really follow any sort of set patterns. You can just do what you want, which generally I kind of do. So rather than doing my usual, which would have been priming this all in black and then dry brushing some copper over, I thought I'd have a go at doing it kind of properly and paint it how I've seen lots of the cathedrals painted, well, online, images, Google, all the rest of it. And that is, most of them are kind of like a cream colour, or certainly an off-white colour. And then all this sort of like panelling, detailing, yeah, again, in like a copper colour. So that's exactly what I thought I'd have a go at doing. But little did I kind of really anticipate or realise was just how much, yeah, how much there was going to be for me to go around and paint. So it started off reasonably nice and neat and tidy, but then it just took forever. It really felt like there was just so much that needed to be painted with this sort of copper look. Again, this is one of those things where you start off thinking, yeah, this is going to be fun, it's going to look really good, let's crack on, jump in, get started. But then after about an hour, and I'm sort of like, well, feeling like I'm not really getting through this, I then started thinking, yeah, maybe I should have just painted this black, and then, yeah, dry brushed everything like I normally do. Yeah, these good ideas of trying to sort of copy something else. So yeah, it felt like, honestly, that I was just doing this for days. I mean, it probably wasn't quite days, but it certainly felt like it. So yeah, going around doing everything in the copper, and it's like, yay, I finally did it. I've gone round everything. Yeah, love how it looks. Then it's like, well, that's one bit done. Now I've got another one of these big bits to do in exactly the same way. With exactly the same amount of stuff, and it's like, this is where you get to a stage where it's like, well, I've started now, I've got to just keep going and get it done. And I'm quite good when it comes to doing mundane tasks that require something to do like repetitive over and over. Yeah, normally I'm pretty good and I've got patience, but I must admit with this, after a while, yeah, I was getting a bit faster, less neater. Some of the inside bits, I thought, well, I can't really get to them very easy. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to spray some of the inside with this Raven Black just to make it look darker and dingier. And that way I won't have to try and get in there with a paintbrush and paint everything. Yeah, this is how much or how long this thing took me to do, that I started thinking of ways that I could avoid doing any more. So yeah, the inside bits, yeah, I've cheated a little bit. I say this thing is going to get the full-on treatment of grimdark, making it look rough, ready. This thing's going to be looking ancient and just, yeah, downright dirty. So obviously that's the front bit done, or the front half. Now on to the second half. Guys, I'm just laughing at how long this took me and how almost in pain I was, just thinking, why did I do this? Because it honestly felt like, well, it felt like forever. So 2 weeks later, because say that's how long it felt, and yeah, everything has been done. And yeah, I was jumping up for joy at the thought of everything being done. Say it did get a little bit slap happy towards the end. I may have gone over some edges or not covered everything, but I say, because I kind of knew what I was going to be doing to it in some later stages, yeah, it wasn't too bad. So with the base, yeah, obviously, because after doing that, messing about with the top, the base, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be primed in black and then dry brushed in copper, because there's no way I'm going through that hell again for this. Although to be fair, the base, yeah, this kind of was my intention all the time with the base, just because I wanted the tracks and the base to sort of feel a bit more well, a bit more older, and yeah, definitely sort of used. So yeah, painted the base, but then obviously I looked at the steps and I kind of thought, well, they're more to do with the cathedral, so I really kind of want to get the steps painted. So yeah, it wasn't too bad a job. I just did a little bit of masking, just to obviously cover up any areas that, well, I don't want to get the white paint too. And then yeah, using the white bone. So this is the one actually used on the main temple. Again, everything I'm kind of using in the videos, guys. There's generally links down below to most of the stuff. Yeah, again, a lot of stuff, affiliate links, doesn't cost you anything, and I get a few pennies if you do click on them and buy stuff. So yeah, it's all good to go now. With the base, or the bottom half, I wanted to glue this in place because, well, I didn't really want to use magnets on this because then the whole thing could fall off. So the base is glued on, and then yeah, good old grout. Obviously I do buy this by the larger sort of bucket size because I'd like to use this stuff. Yeah, so it's just a great filler, great for texture, great for terrain. It is just all round great, and the main thing that I love it for is it is cheap. Yeah, it doesn't cost much at all, which is just great. Yeah, great. So this stuff obviously it goes on really easily. It goes rock hard overnight. Is best thing. But also I kind of use it like a glue as well. Even though I glued the terrain down to the base, this stuff is definitely going to make sure nothing is going to go nowhere. So I printed off a few more of these columns. There's some broken ones. Again, go check out Fabricators Lair. Honestly, anything you can think of you will need for these kind of terrain, these kind of buildings, as well as the kill team, sort of spaceships, all that stuff. Yeah, they've got you covered. So I'm going to use some yellow rust this time. Normally I use their normal sort of dirty down rust. Never used the yellow one before. Thought I'd give it a go. If you've ever seen me use these kind of materials, I like to chuck loads on. So yeah, again with washes as well. I tend to overwash and over grime stuff. Again, I love the grimdark look. I really want my stuff to look dirty, used, ancient, basically fallen to bits. This is why I like doing stuff with orcs, because obviously a lot of the stuff they do, yeah, it's second-hand stuff that is broken. So dirty down rust, what I normally do, as you can see here, I've got a pot full of the neat stuff, so I put that on, and then using the water, this just helps dilute it a little bit, makes it streaky, makes it run, but you also then get areas that are very rusty, and areas, well, not so rusty. One thing I will say with this stuff, as you can see, yeah, I'm making a mess. But the thing is, I was loving this. Again, like I always say with this hobby, it's all about having fun. And yeah, this, I was like a pig in all sorts. I was getting messy. My desk was getting messy. One of my people say, yeah, this dirty down rust stuff, you need to shake it, shake it, shake it. Because there's loads of gloop at the bottom. And when I shook it, I put something in there. I stirred it all up. Still had some gloopy bits come out. But obviously still works really well. So yeah, I've got that much on my desk. I'm kind of like using that as well. Honestly, but this thing though, I was loving it. I mean, after doing all that copper stuff, that it wasn't getting me down, but it was getting a bit monotonous. When it came to doing this, yeah, I was definitely had a smile on my face with this bit, because yeah, I was like a big kid making a mess. I'm like a big kid anyway, but this was, yeah, lots of fun. So I've literally gone over everything with this stuff. Yeah, nothing's been spared. I've got the insides as well. I say, as much as I like the look of it being nice and clean, yeah, I don't like it that much. I like things to look rather rusty or just plain old, weathered. So yeah, again, I probably did go too much with this stuff, especially as I've not used this one before. I probably should have used it sparingly. But no, where's the fun in that? It's like go big or don't do it at all. So yeah, went over everything, let it dry. This stuff, yeah, a good couple of hours, and then the rusty effect really sort of comes through rather nicely. And then once I'd finished doing all the top panels, yeah, the bottom bit was all nicely dried, secured, definitely not going anywhere. And then the same again, I'm doing all the bottom bits, and I also go on to do all the flooring as well, just because it helps sort of tie everything in. It all looks as old, ancient, and, well, kind of like yellow rusty as everything else. And if you do enjoy my videos, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, as I do produce a few videos, well, normally every week. There's no real schedule, it's just a case of as and when. And the main reason for that is, yeah, I see this is a hobby. This is fun for me, even though I do this full time. Yeah, it's still fun. I don't like to sort of put pressure on myself to get things done at a certain time. I just, well, yeah, have fun making things. So finish off really, just going to go around and do a bit of dry brushing with some metal silver looking paint. Just again, make this thing look like it is sort of, there is metal there. Bits are worn, bits are coming through. So again, yeah, dry brushing, washes, speed paints, all that kind of stuff, absolutely love. But dry brushing, yeah, it's one of these real simple, easy little things. But it really does add sort of something special, especially with sort of the metal look as well. So you got the rust on there, and then yeah, sort of edges, yeah, a bit of metal coming through. So this does look more yellow in the video, must admit. It doesn't look quite that bad. It does look more like rust than me painting the building yellow. Either way, I love how it's come out. Again, this is where some people will be like, oh no, it looked better before you did the rust. Yeah, maybe to some people, but for me, yeah, I like it. I like it dirty. And yeah, this is definitely dirty. So you can see on the floor in there, I love again how the dirty down rust works. Is just awesome, especially say when you do mix it in with the water, just to get that variation. You get a lot of streak lines, which is great, and you do get a lot of variations in, well, some bits looking rustier than others. So to finish off, where I've got the well, the grout going around the edges, I'm going to put some of this little flock in that I've got. So it's made up of about 4 different types of green grass, just so it helps the variation. There's also little bits of cork in there as well. And yeah, I just want to go around the edges of this thing. So this thing's meant to be ancient, old. It's been traveling around for hundreds of years, if not longer. So yeah, it is going to have some sort of like grass and bits growing on it. I had considered using the dirty down moss paint that I've got, which will add obviously sort of greeny looks to it. I was going to use it, but then I thought no, because I do have problems only using a little amount. I would have gone mad and put tons of green stuff on this, and yeah, it would look weird. But that's it all done. So yeah, I think we should see some little glamour shots of it now. Oh, in all its action. And there we go, guys. Yeah, some awesome modular terrain that's very playable. And yeah, I've got like a kill team gaming board all in one. Obviously use it as a vehicle, well, transporting a ton of troops, or yeah, to actually build on and play on. I say the fact this stuff is so modular is just great. And obviously, as we all know, I love magnets. So yeah, magnets definitely for the win. And say the fact that you can also, oh well, one man down. Yeah, mix and match stuff is what I actually love. So Fabricators Lair, go check out the link to their My Mini Factory to see all their past stuff. I say especially all the kill team stuff that I've used in quite a few boards, as well as obviously their new Kickstarter. I say this stuff is just glorious looking, fun to build. I say the fact you can just make so many bits up and mix match it, or doing what I did and printing it off and cutting bits off. Either way, a ton of fun with this stuff. And I say the fact that it's so modular is just amazing, and the amount of detail in this, the amount of bits you can get, the doors, the walls, the floors. Yeah, Fabricators Lair, you can get everything for all your wargaming needs, whether it is say full Warhammer boards, 40k kill teams, or whatever else it is you might play, or just make stuff up and use it for dioramas and the like. But yeah, so all links down below, guys. Go check out Fabricators Lair, Kickstarter, My Mini Factory, all that good stuff. And yeah, absolutely love how this has come out. That being said, there's a fair chance I may put this on eBay to sell, just because, well, I like making kill team boards, and now I've made this, I want to make another kill team board. Again, one that lights up, fog machine, all that wonderful stuff. Plus I like making them, and then say using them as kind of dioramas to, well, take some nice snazzy pictures and video of all my kill teams that I paint. I say I must have about 30 odd kill teams now, so many, and probably about half of them are orc kind of variations. Anyway, I'm going to start waffling if I keep going on. But yeah, guys, if you want to buy this, yeah, there's a fair chance there'll be a link down below to my eBay page, and yeah, you may see it there. You might not. I might decide I won't be able to sell it, but yeah, go and have a look. Anyway, I'm waffling. Thanks for watching, guys, especially if you stuck around right to the end, because this is a long video. I had considered doing it in 2 parts, but a lot of the 2-part videos I do don't always do that well, or the second part doesn't. So anyway, I'm going to waffle again. Yeah, go check out all the links down below, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Bye for now. I waffle for England, me. Right. Now to go and have some fun. Well, I need to make 2 of these, really. 2 of these battling each other out. You still here? See you later. Bye now.